Most people think that getting rich means grinding yourself to burnout, splurging on Teslas and Louis Vuitton, or live a miserable life today to save for someday. Managing over $450 million as a Fortune 500 controller and spending hours with millionaires, I learned that that's a lie. If you're tired of sacrificing your time, stressing over money, and watching others get ahead while you're stuck, these are the 5 levels of onion juice, the framework that separates those who financially cry from those who are respected, build wealth, and live happy lives. Number 1, own your calling. I thought that wanting wealth made me greedy, until God showed me that it's disobedience not to build it. He gave me every talent and skill for impact. So I stopped listening to everyone that said what I should do, falling for the made it trap, the big house with no time to enjoy, kids on daycare for 12 hours a day, and grinding 80-hour week just to keep up. I've watched so many ambitious and high-achieving people get trapped in this miserable cycle, only to wake up 20 years later wondering where the time went, what happened to their kids, and some in the middle of divorce. And here's what I learned about the difference between the wealthy and happy and rich and miserable. The wealthy know and own their calling. When you don't know your calling, you start falling, chasing what society dictates, not what God ordains. And when you ignore your calling, every dollar you make will leak away before you even build the life God meant for you. So before you chase more money, stop and ask yourself, are you chasing what the world wants you to do to belong? Or are you tuning in into God's clarity as to why He gave you the talents, skills, and desires so you can build real wealth? Do you want the big house because you made it? Or because you want to host Bible studies and bless others? Going against the crowd is not easy. You will play small just to please people that are not even watching. Not following God's calling for you is the invisible tax that drains your wealth before you even see it. That's why you need to build wealth. You're here to fund hospitals, help churches spread the word, help those that are in need, and leave an inheritance to your children's children. You're not here to shrink, and you're not called to fade away in someone else's path. You know what's even more dangerous? Falling prey to number 2, noise. Every day we get bombarded with ads, notifications, must-haves. It's easy to get excited, buy the latest gadgets, scroll for hours, binge the latest Netflix show, and feel like you're doing something. But fast forward 2 weeks, your money's gone, your focus is scattered, and you haven't gotten closer to building wealth. But here's the problem. Noise isn't just distraction. It's a money leak. Every purchase you make, every hour you spend consuming instead of managing and multiplying your money is silently draining your wealth before you even see it grow. I've watched many smart and talented people fall into this trap. They grind hard, earn well, and have nothing to show for. Every shiny object, impulse purchase, quick fix lends their future and leaves their present with pain, shame, and guilt. The wealthy don't let the noise control them. They tune out distractions, avoid short-term gratification, and focus on long-term wealth building. So ask yourself, are you letting the world dictate how you spend your time, money, and energy? Or are you using your attention like the valuable asset that it is? Because what you consume, you become. And if you consume everything and focus on nothing, you will not be free. And it's hard to stop the consumption noise if you don't shift number 3, identity. Most people think that money leaks happen because of bad budgeting, but they happen because of borrowed identity. You get inspired, download an app, set goals, and for the next 2 weeks, you're on fire. But then life happens. Stress hits, sales hits, and you are right back spending the money that you said you're gonna save and invest. And what do you tell yourself? I need more willpower. No, you don't. There are hundreds of software, apps, spreadsheets, and yet 67% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And what's even more mind-blowing is that 62% of Americans making $300,000 and more a year struggle with credit card payments and live in money stress. Because here's what most people never realize. You don't have a money problem. You have an identity problem. See, if deep down you still believe that wealth makes you greedy, you'll push it away. If you grew up hearing that money doesn't grow on trees, you will treat it like it's hard to keep it. If you grew up seeing your parents fight over bills, then you will think of wealth and money as a conflict. So even if you make good money, you'll have nothing to show for. Your spending habits are not random, they are predictable. Every time you splurge or say, "I'll start next month," you're not being weak, you're trapped in your old identity. You can't outwork an identity that does not believe you are destined for wealth. You're just gonna keep working harder and stay the same. So ask yourself, what if wealth is not about adding more, but it's about becoming more? The kind of person that doesn't have the need to prove their worth through the things that they buy. Because when you believe you're already enough, you don't buy the things to prove it. And that's when your money starts multiplying. But identity isn't the final layer, because even when you shift who you think you are, you have to confront how you think, which brings me to number 4, order. If you could have been rich, you would have been rich by now. So what's missing? What if the gap between where you're at now and where you want it to be is order? I used to not think about money and go about my day, not because I didn't want to build wealth, but because I had no clue how to handle it. As a controller, I work with an entire organization focused on one thing: where the money is going and invested. Every company has a system, forecast, or strategy, yet most people don't treat their finances with the same respect. Isn't your life more valuable? But the reality is, we were taught to shrink, not to expand. We were taught cut, 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 not invest to grow. While companies invest to multiply, you were taught to cut to survive. Apple didn't become Apple by cutting coffee runs. They became Apple by investing, and a lot of it, in research and development. They learned, they grew, they aligned their spending with their vision. So next time you want to skip a latte, stop and ask yourself, are you even thinking in the right order? Because order doesn't come from money, it comes from values. Scarcity tries to control your money, and values guide it. And those are two completely different things. When you make decisions from control, you feel scarcity. And when you make decisions from clarity, you feel peace. When your money doesn't serve your calling, you will feel broke even if you make 6 figures and more. So stop treating your money like an afterthought and start ordering your finances like a leader. Ask yourself, where can I invest my money and time now so I can grow? Not how much more I can cut. There's a limit on how much you can cut, but there's no limit on how much you can make, invest, and multiply. Give every dollar an assignment. On a piece of paper, write your values. Then look at your spending. Do those two align? If not, then redirect your spending to align with your values. Because until your spending matches your values, you'll continue buying stuff that will cost you more than money, that will cost you your life. And when you finally bring your finances in order, you're gonna realize that wealth wasn't about more green paper. It was about becoming more. But that realization brings you face to face with number 5, the last layer of the onion juice framework: never-ending walk with God. One of the hardest lessons I learned is making 300,000, 1 million, 10 million is not hard. Becoming the person that can is. Because to grow your wealth, you have to outgrow yourself. You have to face the habits that kept you stuck, the stories you tell yourself about what's possible, the the comfort that is killing your potential. See, most people want to get wealthy and rich without the work of becoming. They want financial freedom while staying the same person that never tracks, never learns, never stretches. You can work your way to 6 figures and 7 figures and still not become wealthy. Because if your mindset stays small, your money will too. The first thing that I had to honestly ask myself was, what kind of person do I need to become to attract the level of wealth I'm asking for? And that question hurts because it meant facing the habits that I was avoiding, the lack of discipline that I was justifying, and the old stories that I kept telling myself that it's not time yet. Most people want the money windfall without building their character. But God doesn't bless you based on your wishes. He blesses you based on your maturity and development. And you don't attract wealth by chasing the next trend. You attract it by expanding your capacity. When I stopped asking, how can I make more money? And started asking how I can stretch myself more to grow, this is when things started to shift. My habits changed, my finances changed, my standard for who I was becoming changed too. Because wealth doesn't chase those who are wishing for it. It chases those who are ready for it. And readiness, it's not a destination. It's a conscious daily decision. So if the journey feels never ending, that's because God is still building you. He's sharpening you into someone who can hold the wealth with love, integrity, purpose, and future impact. And your part, it's not about doing more. It's about becoming more. If you haven't read a money book in the past year, start there. Destined for Wealth link is in the description below. If you haven't tracked your spending in the past 3 months, then start there. If you haven't prayed for wisdom before every financial move, start there. Don't chase millions. Become the kind of person that is ready and equipped to steward it. And if you like this video, want to continue building wealth God's way for more impact, time with your family, and financial peace, then watch this video next.